Hello, I'm Gabby Turner. Welcome to this pick a card reading where we're going to find out who one of your spirit guides is and get a message from them to you. This is also one of the paid readings that I offer. In the paid version, you actually get to find out who two of your spirit guides are and get a message from each of them. So links to all of my personal reading offerings are down below. But the three options available to you for this pick a card reading, you can use your intuition to tune in. We have option number 1, which is copper. And option number 2 is turquoise. And then option number 3 is diamond. So just use your intuition to figure out which of these is calling out most to you. And then the timestamps are listed below with the names of the stones or metals in this case. Option number 1 is copper. Option number 2 is turquoise. And then option number 3 is diamond. All right. So take your time in deciding, and then I will see you at your reading. Okay, group 1, you chose copper. And I was just watching a video earlier today, an astrology video that said that copper is associated with the sun, or the sun is associated to copper and gold, or the metals. So I don't know, just throwing that extra bit of info out there. Also, the timestamp for your reading was 1:22, and to me this feels like, I feel like we're gonna get a strong message. I don't know, I'm just feeling the vibe, So let me go ahead and shuffle my tarot deck, and I also have another deck I'm going to use that's going to help us to figure out who the spirit guide is. I might use a couple of different decks for that depending on what comes up, but this is my little homemade deck that kind of tells us what type of spirit guide, and sometimes it will also tell us kind of like why they're coming forward, like what the connection is about. So we're getting soulmate. So this is a spirit guide who is a soulmate of yours. So it could be someone who's incarnate at the same time. We're going to find out more information when we do the tarot portion. It could be a soulmate of yours who's not currently incarnate and they're simply guiding you from the other side. Okay, we get soulmate, and then we also have alien, aka star person. So this is a soulmate of yours that has either currently is or has been incarnate in some other part of the universe or multiverse. Like maybe they've incarnated in the Pleiades or some other star system. So they have not only just incarnated in our star system here where we are at on Earth, but also in some other star system, right? Okay, and well, possibly they never have incarnated on Earth, but what we do know is that they do have experience in some other star system. We'll find out more about them, and this is some sort of soulmate. So I'm going to have to use the tarot to find out more specifically what this all means, and then we'll get their message to you. So this is intriguing. Okay, so first let's just ask, is this a soulmate who is also currently incarnated on Earth, as group 1 is? So okay, so we're getting a yes. That was interesting. I was about to point out that it was a little bit of a confusing answer, because one of the ways I do yes and no questions is if most of the cards are upright, which here we have 2, the Death, the 5 of Pentacles are upright. But then the Justice card is reversed. Most cards upright indicate a yes to me, but the Justice card, either up or down, also indicates yes or no. But then as I was about to say it, it fell out of my hands and wanted to be upright. So the answer is yes. But, you know, I don't feel like there are any easy answers with this particular spirit guide. There's something unusual about them. So yes, they are also incarnate here on Earth. But the Justice card being reversed was telling us something about that. They're incarnate here on Earth. Are they also a human? Yes. So they're incarnate on Earth as a human. Is it someone that group 1 actually knows in this lifetime? Yes. There's something, there has to be something unusual about it. Is this a family member or no? Yes, this is a family member. Is it a child of group 1? Okay, this is a child. I feel like the reason the Justice card was both upright and reversed is that this is a child. So if you don't have a child yet, this is a child that either has not yet been born to you. I know that seems contradictory. Or it could be a child that maybe you lost, like maybe a child, it's either a child that you already have had. I think it's going to be different for different ones of you, and that's why that Justice card flipped around when I asked, are they currently incarnate? But this is a child. So if you don't have a child, this is a child that potentially could be born to you, or potentially could have been born to you, right? And we even have the Page of Cups reversed. For some of you, and along with the Tower, for some of you, this could have been, I hate to go there, I'm sorry, but it could have been a miscarriage or something like that that happened, or a baby that just didn't come to term. But yeah, this is a child of yours. So now for some of you, this is a child that you do have, that is alive. It's just going to be different for different ones of you. Okay, and when we say soulmate, you know, a lot of people automatically interpret that as being a romantic thing. It is not. We certainly can have family members who are soulmates. We can have pets. We can have friends. You know, anyone can be a soulmate to us. Soulmate just means that our souls have a natural bond that generally exists throughout multiple lifetimes, where we really we care about the other soul's journey, and usually are very helpful to each other in fulfilling our life purpose, you know, learning the lessons that we have to, having the experiences that we need to have. We generally, soulmates, when they incarnate together, they come into each other's lives to help each other fulfill some sort of purpose or experience. They play an important role in each other's lives. Okay, so what is this? Do you want to tell us anything about the fact that you're also calling yourself a star person? So you have some sort of experience in another star system. Is that relevant to this message that you want to bring through? They're saying no, it's not necessarily relevant to the message that I want to bring through, but I do still have a connection to that other star system. It is meaningful to me as a soul, but it isn't necessarily relevant to the message that I want to convey to group 1. What is the significance, if you could tell us, of this other star system to you? This star system is one in which I probably will not be going back to, but it was, it's a star system that I feel connected to as an origin. It was my star system of origin, but I think I have probably learned the lessons that I needed to learn there, and I don't need to return to that star system. However, it is my origin star system, and it's important to me for that reason. Anything else that you would like to tell about the star system? No, we're getting a no. All right. So this is a soulmate whose soul originated in a different star system. What did you want to talk to group 1 about today? Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, and then and I clarified and I pulled a card representing you, Group 1, which is the Six of Swords. And I pulled a card representing this soulmate. So to me, it's coming through a little bit about, you know, you're the parent here, obviously. And again, I know I covered the grounds of this. This may or may not be a child who's currently, you know, alive. But this child understands that you need some sort of help and support, or at least that's how they're seeing it. Either way, even if they're just coming through, again, if this was like a child that was stillborn or a miscarriage or something like that, they still see themselves kind of like as needing to step up to the plate and help you in life. And of course, if they're living, the same is true. They feel that almost like they need to be another adult in the household and be an equal supporter, right? Because I feel like they're seeing you as the Queen of Pentacles, but they see that they need to fulfill an adult role as well. So this may be like carrying a lot of responsibility. It could even be starting to earn an income from an early age, or just taking their schooling very seriously so that they can eventually enter a profession and earn a lot of money to help you out. They may feel that they have to help you with a lot of chores. They feel that they need to be, and they want to be a grown-up and help you as a fellow grown-up would, even though this is a child, or even a child who's on the other side, right? They want to be able to help you as an equal. They want to carry as much responsibility as you are carrying. Yeah. It's like they see that you are in need. And they're like, I know I'm a child, and that puts me at a disadvantage, you know, because children don't have as much experience as adults. They don't have as much resources, etc. They're more vulnerable. They're like, I know that, right? So you see this guy, he has crutches, but he still wants to help this lady. Your child here is saying, like, there is something that being a child in and of itself, or especially if they're trying to connect to you from the other side, like, there is an obstacle to me being able to support you, and yet I understand that you need help. So I don't know if this, for a lot of you, this could be that you're a single mother, or just life is especially difficult and they really feel some need to help you and be a support, even though it's not easy for them. They just feel like it's the right thing to do. Yeah, they're saying, I feel more comfortable doing this. It gives me even a greater sense of security than it would for me to go out and assert my independence and individuality. I don't have that need in such a strong way as other people do. My need is to kind of attend to you and be a support system for you so that you can be strong and so that you can persevere. Is there anything else that you would like to say? So yeah, I mean, that's the end of the message. There's nothing else. They just want you to know that. And I get the Sun, like, you know, maybe you've questioned if it's wrong for this child to be helping you in this way. And, you know, they're bringing this message through. If that's the case, then they want to assuage that guilt, because they're like, yeah, but this is actually what brings me the greatest level of happiness, is to be living my childhood in this particular way. I'm just seeing 1444 as I finish up this message. So I don't know. I think it's an accurate message and you can trust it, and hopefully it will bring peace of mind to anyone who is needing it. So thank you so much, Group 1, for tuning in. It was great to read for you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 2, you chose the turquoise. Let's go ahead and see who your spirit guide is and what message they have for you. I do feel, because the back of the turquoise card says speak your truth, and also the timestamp that started your reading was 1505. I don't know, it just makes me feel, in the way that I'm interpreting it all, that there's something here about speaking truth. I don't know if the spirit guide has a strong truth that they need to speak. Just the 1505 makes me think of the number 11 for one thing, which is the Justice card. But yeah, I also feel like this spirit guide really loves you. But let's first find out who they are. So I had this little handmade deck that I use for this reading. It is one of the paid readings that I offer on my Etsy shop and also originally on my website. Okay, soulmate. That's the same as group 1. Past life connection. Okay, this is a soulmate with whom you have a past life connection. So we'll find out more about it with the tarot, if you have a current life connection as well, but you definitely have a past life connection. Okay, so let me shuffle the tarot here. We'll find out more about who, and then we'll get their message to you. Okay, so you have a past life connection to group 2, but do you have a current life connection? Like, are you currently in group 2's lifetime in this lifetime? Yes. So this is someone who's currently involved in your life and was involved in a past life as well. What was your connection in the past life? So I'm getting that the two of you were acquaintances. I know the Two of Cups is showing up, but I did some clarifying cards just to figure it out from my end of it. I'm not going to bore you with all those details of like how my mind works and operates with this, but I asked the cards different yes or no's to clarify, is it this or is it this? So they said that they were not a lover in the past lifetime. They were not a family member, but they were like a friend. But at the same time, it feels to me like a little bit more like frenemies, because their energy was the Two of Cups reversed. There was some sort of issue in the friendship. I don't think it was coming from your end because you're represented by the Four of Swords. So you weren't bringing any of this bad blood into the friendship, but they were bringing it in on their side in some way. This person abandoned the friendship. So the two of you were friends in a past lifetime, and they abandoned the friendship. So yeah, they stopped being friends with you, but that's what the situation was in the past lifetime. Did you want to explain any more about that? Do you think it would be helpful for group 2 to know any more about that situation, or is there anything else you want to convey about that? So I'm getting a strong no because all of the cards are reversed, but they're just letting you know that was what the past lifetime involved. What is your association with group 2 in this lifetime? Is it okay, I asked, is it a romantic connection? And I do get a yes. And I ask, are you currently involved with group 2? And I also get a yes. So if you're not currently involved with someone, then either this is not your reading, or, you know, there's some sort of romantic involvement with them, regardless of you, if you would say, like, maybe it's a situationship, right? For some of you, for others, it's a full-on relationship, but this is someone that you are romantically involved with. But I do feel like it's strange to me because there's a romantic involvement, but it's also, there's something very detached coming from both of you here in the current lifetime. It's almost like there's something that you can't even put your finger on. It's like something isn't right here. And I feel that some of that is actually coming from the past lifetime, because this person was your friend in the past lifetime and they decided to stop being your friend for whatever reason. There's a sort of tenuousness about the energy between the two of you. And I also get, from this person's energy, it's like with this Magician upright, but the Ten of Wands reversed. Like they can talk the talk, maybe of having a relationship, or like they can say the right words, but they don't really put the words into action. It's just words, right? So maybe they're saying what you want to hear, but they're not actually carrying through with what you want to see them do. And I do feel as well that it's something that has caused issue, like maybe a repeated pattern. To me, the Nine of Wands can indicate a repeated pattern, and here with the Tower, it could be a repeated pattern of arguments or upheaval between the two of you. It's like very difficult to create stability here and peacefulness because they're just saying the right words, but not carrying through with the actions. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up about the person, but what do they want to say to you? Because they're coming through to you as a spirit guide at the same time that they are actively involved in your life. And that can happen, that someone just wants to sort of speak to us in a telepathic or psychic sense. Sometimes it's just their soul wants you to understand more about the connection. This person is saying, I don't know what to do with myself when you are doing your own life. When you're being the hermit, I don't know how to handle that. And it's making me think of something that I experienced in my past. My own spirit guides helped me to channel in this way by reminding me of things. There's a friend that I had many, many years ago, like 2 decades ago. And I remember him, he had a girlfriend at the time, and he said, I wonder what she's doing when I'm not around. Like, it was hard for him to understand that she had a life of her own that didn't actively involve him, right? And I feel like that's kind of the energy of this person now. They're like, what are you even doing when I'm not around? Like, they're overestimating their importance in their life, and it almost makes them feel insecure in a sense that you have your own life. And it's the Hermit card, so it's not like they're insecure, like, oh, you're going out and flirting with people, or you're going out and socializing and I don't know what you're up to. No, it's like you're going home, I don't know, studying, reading a book, meditating, like just being in your own energy, cooking yourself dinner, like doing your self-care, I don't know, doing your laundry maybe. But it's like they have trouble understanding who you are or what your existence is separate from them, and how that has meaning for you. It creates a sort of uncertainty for them. Okay? Yeah, this person from their soul, the soul that's speaking to you about this, they understand that they have a sort of emotional immaturity here because they're unable to understand that. Like, they're like, I know I should be able to understand that you are a whole other person with an inner world. Even that, the fact that you have your own thoughts that are your own, that they don't always have privy to, They don't understand it, but at the same time, they know that they should understand. Like, well, don't we all? Like, your entire world, including all of your inner dialogue, can't revolve around me. That is unsettling to them. They kind of want everything you do, all of your existence, to revolve around them, but it makes them feel a bit lost that they know that that is not the truth. And here's the thing, they feel like you seem very comfortable being in your own energy as the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you're just doing your laundry, doing yoga, whatever it is you're doing in your own time, right? You come through as a very stable person, very stable, responsible person who's just getting your to-do list done, that type of thing. But like, what was I trying to say? Well, I don't know. I forget now what I was trying to say about that. But like, they feel left out, I guess. They feel left out. Which is interesting because they're the one who left you in this other lifetime. They abandoned you, but they feel abandoned. That's what I think I was trying to get at. They feel abandoned by the fact that you feel comfortable being apart from them and doing your own thing, because they don't feel comfortable. They have a neediness for you. Is this your karma? Yeah, this is their karma to experience this unease because of the fact that they abandoned you in the previous life and you hadn't really done anything to deserve that. They are supposed to grow up, though. It's not just for them. The karma is not just for them to have this unsettling, neediness for the fact that you feel comfortable being solo and doing your own thing separate from them. But the karma is also that they're supposed to grow up and be more mature about it. Anything else you're wanting to say here about this? Yeah, I'm supposed to learn how to be happy and be able to create my own source of happiness and validation, even when you're off doing your own thing. And I do understand that at some level, that's part of the challenge of this relationship or situationship or whatever. I understand that is a big part of the challenge, is for me to be able to do that. And I know that I definitely have not gotten anywhere near completing this lesson, but I am actively putting it into action. I am, like trying to learn to be able to self-validate so that I don't feel so uneasy or needy for your time and attention when you are not around. Because I know that it causes me to act in ways sometimes that are confusing to you, and that my emotionally immature understanding of all of this also I think they were trying to say, like, causes problems for you emotionally. My behavioral response to this is problematic, in other words. All right, is there anything else that you want to say, Group 3? Group 3's Spirit Guide. So we get a no there. So the message was delivered. I hope that was helpful. I hope that helps you to understand this person and your relationship or situationship or whatever to them better. Understand your connection. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. You chose the diamond. Great choice. Let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out who your spirit guide is and what it is they are wanting to say to you. So the first part of it, in finding out who they are, I'm going to start off using this homemade deck of mine. to figure out who your spirit guide is. We get soulmate. Oh my God, that's been the first thing that came up for every single group, I think. Soulmate and past life connection. Okay. We're going to use tarot to find out more about this. So this person is a soulmate, which is not just a romantic connection. A soulmate can be any person who we have a strong soul connection to. I explained this at the beginning of group 2 as well, but yeah, I mean, you probably already knew that, but, and then you have a past life connection, which may or may not play into what their current message is, but let's find out more about them. Okay, past life connection. What was the connection in the past life? Was it romantic or family or something else? And then I could have gone further. So romantic, yes, we get the World card. Family, no, although I do feel like with this 10 of Pentacles, you knew each other's families. Like probably both of your families knew each other. You were part of the same neighborhood or community, it feels like. Maybe you went to the same church or something in this past life. And then we have the Judgment card reversed when I asked, or something else. So there was something romantic, but I don't think through... So basically what I'm thinking with this Judgment, there was a part of your timeline where you were romantically involved, but you weren't always romantically involved. Can you tell us more about what this past life with each other was like? Okay, so they're showing themselves in the past life as the 9 of Wands. They're showing you as the King of Swords, and the shared energy as the Devil. So there was something that the two of you had, I feel like there were even like expectations. I clarify with the Page of Swords. Like there was an understanding that the two of you were meant to be together, but it's almost like neither of you necessarily wanted it. It's like on your end, you're like, well, I couldn't care less. Was this like an arranged marriage? No. Did their families expect them to be together? Yes. The families kind of expected the two of you to be together romantically in this past lifetime. But on your end, you kind of had other things that were more important to you and you couldn't care less. And I feel like this person is saying, I could tell that you were just like totally not interested, even though our families kind of expected us to get together. Why did the families, it wasn't for... When I'm asking why did the families expect this, it was not for, because at first I thought maybe it's for some sort of social standing, like to advance the families in some way, right? Or that it looks good to it gives status or something. I don't think that's what it is. But I feel like with the Hermit and the Sun card, they liked the idea of the two of you being involved because it would have kept you closer to home, interestingly enough. You were a very independent person. They could tell that you're probably going to go off and do your own thing. But they kind of wanted some sort of thread to keep you around closer to home. And so they hoped that you would... your family hoped that you would be with this person because they could tell that this person would probably stay closer to home and that connection would keep you around. Yeah, they wanted you to be more fully integrated with your own family or like have more of a sense of loyalty to your family, but you were very independent and wanted to sail off and do your own thing. So what ended up happening? I think in the end you did stick around. you did stick around, but despite the fact that you stuck around closer to home, it wasn't being with this person that cemented you there. There was something else, because the two of you did not stay romantically involved. Did you get involved with someone else? No. Did you find some other purpose there? It's like you found some other purpose close to home that kept you engaged with that community around where your family was. But yeah, okay, so that's what the past life was. Now in group 2's reading, the past life ended up being sort of karmically connected to the current life message. But first we need to find out, is this soul even currently incarnate with you? So we're getting a no. So they're just being a spirit guide to you in the more mystical sense. Like, this isn't someone that you actually, they're not currently incarnate in your life. They're just coming through as a spirit guide to give you a message and just, I guess, letting you know that this is how we've known each other before in this past lifetime. So interestingly, this person, as a soul, you know, like as a spirit guide, they're very invested in your life. They love the fact that they can sort of help you out in this lifetime. They like that because you need them in a way that you didn't need them before. Because we have the King of Swords reversed now and the Hermit card reversed. Like, maybe it's not as easy for you in this lifetime to go it alone, but you came across as so independent and so not needing attachments to them in the past lifetime. You definitely didn't seem to need them in that previous lifetime. But in this lifetime, they're like, oh, I have a purpose to fulfill in helping group 3. They need me. They need me this time, you know, and I can help them out in a more like spiritual, mystical sense. Okay, so I'm just asking, is there anything more that you want to say about that? I'm getting a no. So what is the message that you're wanting to give that you think that group 3 needs, other than just now we've understood the connection and everything? So they're wanting to say that they love you. They're very curious about you. This came up before, like even in that lifetime that you shared before, they were always very curious about what you're doing, trying to figure you out, you know, they feel a sense of the, almost like the eternal spiritual vagabond in you. Like, they see you as someone who's constantly seeking but never quite finding. And this intrigues them, right? They're intrigued by the fact that you are this spiritual vagabond. You seem to persevere. You're like a, you know, you're a dedicated student of life. You don't give up despite the fact that you are this person who seeks but never finds. Your spirit guide is saying you seem to enjoy the process of seeking to find the answers, accumulating knowledge, accumulating practical experience, meeting people and understanding life more fully through your connections to them as well. Your spirit guide is saying you seem much more socially engaged with other people or socially connected to other people in this lifetime than in the other lifetime, and the spirit guide is saying that seems to work more for you. You know, despite the fact that you're this spiritual vagabond, ever traveling, never quite finding the end of the journey, it appears to be more enlightening to you to be more socially engaged. This spirit guide does sort of lament the fact that the two of you weren't able to have more of a stronger social connection in the previous lifetime or even in this one, because you're on different sides of the bridge, right? You're incarnate as a human, they are just only accessing you and communicating to you and trying to help you from the other side. But yeah, they find you to be such an enigmatic, intriguing individual. And I feel like they're also saying, I kind of see the bigger picture for us, because someday we will have that social connection. I feel like that what they're saying is like, you seem to have needed to learn separately from me the importance of social connections, so that when we do meet again and are both incarnate together, we can have an experience side by side. So it's not easy to see you, sometimes it's not easy to see you living your life and having social connection in a way that I always wish I could have had with you. But at the same time, I understand the greater importance of things needing to be that way. I have acceptance of that things needed to be this way in order for us to be able to eventually come together in a future lifetime in a romantic sense, and be each other's partners and have a healthy interdependence, right? Have a healthy support of each other, being there for each other and being happy and feeling that that is our wish for fulfillment. We needed to have these other journeys first, the past life journey, your current life journey, in order to have that future life journey that they feel that you're going to have. But yeah, I do feel like this person, again, I feel like they're kind of saying like, first of all, they're saying, I don't know everything about your life. Like, I'm not like a secret spy who's like spying on every experience that you have, but I do have an awareness of your life, including your social connections in this lifetime, including your romantic connections. I have some understanding of what's going on there. Not in an invasive way, not in a way that's crossing boundaries or anything. But what I do know is it is enlightening to me. The information that I have access to about your social connections to others is just the information that I actually need and nothing more, in order for me to also be sort of prepared and grounded for when we eventually do come together, like I said. Yeah. So you're both being prepared for it in different ways. You through living your current lifetime, them for having the awareness that I already mentioned. They're aware of certain aspects, what it's okay for them to know, right? Because they're not allowed to know everything about you. But they have an awareness, and that gives them the sense of grounding that they need and preparation they need for the two of you to eventually have a relationship together in a future lifetime. Is there anything else that the spirit guide is wanting to say to group 3? So they're kind of saying that on some level, they wish that they could be the one to break your heart. They have never had that experience. You, in certain ways, have sort of broken their heart by not needing them, as we mentioned before. And they don't like that. They feel at some level like, it's not that they're planning to do that in a future lifetime or anything like that, but it's like, man, I wish I was on the other side of it and I was the one breaking your heart versus the one getting my heart broken. I wish I were the one who hadn't needed you rather than the other way around. it made me feel very lonely. The fact that you had so little need for me, that you were so independent and headstrong about living your life and couldn't care less about me. I know that that's the experience that I had to have in that lifetime, but it really did hurt. And this is how much I am committed to you and how much I do love and care about you, that I'm also willing to, it's a pain as well in this lifetime when I can't actually be there with you and have these experiences alongside of you. And you can't really understand my experience on the other side as well. So we have this very painful chasm that is consistently between the two of us. I love you enough to accept it and to understand it for what it is, but it does hurt. And I think finally that was the end of their message to you, but they just want to they want to express how painful that was and is, because they do feel like you will understand it, that you will understand their pain. They want to be understood, but I feel like even as a spirit, they're afraid to openly ask for that understanding, but they do crave it. All right, so group 3 was a very interesting message, possibly the most interesting of all of them. I don't know what you make of it, if it's helpful or not to know all of this, but that's the message that was coming through. So thank you guys so much for showing up. I appreciate being able to do this reading for you, and I wish you the best. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.